So glad to be with you. Missed you. Love you. Welcome home for those of you guys who are traveling as well. Good to be together. Where to begin? So typically when I come back from vacation, the rhythm is we're going to talk about prayer. And we are going to talk about prayer. Part of the reason we talk about that is because I have a friend that passed away, and a few years ago I was on vacation, and it's a neighbor of my mom, and this guy Dan said he wanted to meet with me, and the short version of the story is he just wanted to connect, and I'm thinking because I knew he was struggling with cancer, and I knew it was getting rough, and so I'm entering into the conversation thinking like, I'm on vacation, but I'm going to put my pastor hat on and go sit and have this pastoral care moment with this guy. And I sat down with Dan on his patio, overlooking the marina, just like my mom's place in New Buffalo. It was like twilight, sun was getting ready to set, and just a beautiful setting. And I sat down, and it was real quick, real early in the conversation, who was in the driver's seat. And Dan was the one firing off the questions, and I was the one that was doing the answering. And he was like, "Hey, so tell me about prayer in your church. You guys prioritizing prayer?" And I was like, No, not really. And so we had this great conversation about prayer, and then I got back. We talked about prayer. We began to infuse prayer into the values of our church, right? Began to prioritize it better, and I sent a text back to his wife Mickey to say, "Hey, Dan, like texting him and his wife, and hey, we're excited because we are grabbing a hold of prayer. We're going to be intentional. Thank you for the conversation." And her response to me was, "Hey, Dan's not able to respond right now. He's not doing too well." And that was the last conversation I ever had with Dan. Really, the only at-length conversation. So Dan has been an influence and a blessing on our church. And I was reading a book on the way home on the plane the other day, which reminded me of the importance of doing things that live on after we're gone. Dan planted a seed into my heart that's impacted our community and the way we share life. And it has challenged us to be more prayerful. I was reading this morning about, I just finished up Leviticus, now I'm moving into Numbers. I'm coming for you, bro. I'm coming for you. I know, like, JD just started Deuteronomy, right? And I'm actually trying to catch up so that we can do this. I feel like we're doing it together, but I'm trying to catch up so we can, it's important to have people holding you accountable in your reading, because I know you feel the heat too. You're like, well, I can't let up now. I'm in Deuteronomy now. Yeah, keep looking over your shoulder, man. I'm coming. So there's great accountability in that. And so I just finished Leviticus. So much in Leviticus, but it started in Numbers today, and it says something real simple at the beginning of Numbers, that the Lord said to Moses, so apparently they're having conversation, sounds like prayer, and the Lord communicates something to Moses in the tent of meeting. So Moses has a meeting place where he goes to meet with God, and God communicates to him. And the download was, hey, I need you to take a census of all of the men in Israel who are able to go to war. I'm like, man, that's a serious moment of prayer. You got a private place that you go meet with the Father, and he downloads, hey, get the fellas together, rally the troops, it's time. Now, let's look at the other side of this thing. When I talk about prayer, I don't know about you, I the only one that ever, like, am I the only one that struggles with prayer? Am I the only one that says, like, well, how come God doesn't talk to me in prayer like that and tell me, like, rally the troops, we're going to war? You know, I mean, he does. Those messages happen, but like that makes prayer sound exciting. Typically, prayer, historically, to me, has sounded kind of boring. What's up, Nick? Love you, man. Good to see you. Typically, prayer sounds kind of boring. And I had a conversation the other day. My wife somebody had hit her up, and she wanted to talk with her about prayer. And her question to her was she was just kind of asking, I don't really get it. Why do we pray if God already knows what we're going to ask for? Why do we do it? What's the point? And also wrestling with, I ask God for things and he doesn't do what I want. So, if he knows what he's going to do and it's not necessarily going to be what I want, what's the point? And so then she brought that conversation to me, and of course I had all the answers, right? And the book's coming out next month. No, I wrestle with it. But one of my takeaways from the conversation, and I'm not going to, the rest of the message is not, I answer that question on why we pray. The rest of this is really just an invitation into that space. So one of the things that we took away from our conversation, Simeona and I, about her friend that reached out to her was, yes, sometimes we think prayer is boring, and a lot of times I think we have a very narrow-minded view of prayer, where prayer is just going to God and asking him things. All right, God, I need this, need this, need this. And I thought, that's a really limited idea of what prayer is, where it's just me going and asking and waiting to see what he does. That's part of the dynamic of prayer. But I think prayer is much more than that. Yes, it's absolutely go to the Father and ask. Submit and seek his will and see what he does. And rejoice when he moves the way that you expect, and rejoice when he doesn't. Wait in anticipation, all those things, absolutely. But prayer is also just going and being. Just being with God. Just being present with God. Don't even really have to say, I love spending time with my wife. Vacation is a great opportunity to do that. And we are constantly slipping away to just get a moment together. Oh, the kids, everybody's fed, everyone's content. Cool, all right, let's go for a walk. Let's go grab a cup of coffee. I got to run to the Dollar General. You want to go? Yeah. Just constantly slipping away with not really any other agenda other than to be in each other's space. And that's part of what prayer is. And Luke, I think it's Luke, he highlights that Jesus did that often. Jesus often withdrew to lonely places of solitude, to pray. And I don't think that Jesus' prayer life was filled with anxiety and a laundry list of asks of the Father. I just don't. I don't think that. I don't think that's what it was. I mean, I know the disciples asked Jesus how to pray, and he gave us a framework, and I'm sure it involved some of that, but I'm sure it wasn't always. I'm sure Jesus wasn't just going to be with the Father all right, I got to get my Our Fathers in. I don't think that's what it was. I think Jesus just really valued being together with the Father. And so part of my challenge, part of my homework for this week, it's twofold. Scott, you can hold me accountable today, unless Denise might be online too. Is Denise online, Dave? We're doing inventory. We're auditing the online presence. It's okay. Scott, hold me accountable. First part of the homework is, spend some time this week just being. Just be. Just be with the Father. Just spend some time being with God. I have been, as much as I'm staying on my reading, there's moments when it's exciting and I'm getting the download. I'm like, ooh, Moses in the tent, rally the troops. Whoa. A couple days ago, I read something about them being told to chase their enemies. Oh, like this is rich. Okay, I'm getting those moments. It's not every day. I've been sensing in the past maybe a couple months, God just challenging me, inviting me to maybe do something a little different with my time with him. Because my relationship with him is not dependent upon me performing and executing my rhythms perfectly. And so I'm sniffing something out in my relationship with him where I'm just sensing him calling me to do something a little different. I got a friend that walks with Jesus every morning at like 3:30. That's not what that's not what I'm sensing he's telling me to do, Richie. It's not. If he is, then I failed you, God. But there's been seasons when I'm every day, 5 o'clock. It's been moments like that. But all I'm saying is I'm sensing God inviting me into a new space in my relationship with him. And I want to explore that. And so I challenge you guys, because it doesn't always have to be read. Yes, I'm going to get my word in daily. Like, yes, that's part of my rhythm. Yes, that's part of my values and how I do life. And sometimes I can read the word, but not really be with God. It's not always the same unhurried posture. Okay, sometimes I'm checking the box. And I've learned to be present from my wife, who several years ago said, hey, you're checking the box, we're spending time together, we're in each other's space, but we're just not connected. And so my challenge for homework this week is come, be with Jesus. Don't do nothing. Just be. Just be with him for a moment. Not a lot of rules to that. Just whew. And so when we're done here in a few minutes, I will invite our crew back up to lead us in one more worship song, and Michelle's going to play a little instrumental, and it'll be a time for us to just practice. It's not it doesn't count as homework. It doesn't count as your homework. Don't be like, well, I sat in church for 3 minutes. No, find some other space. You can walk, you can sit. I've been spending time outside lately. You can get in a hammock. You can go to the park. You can go sit by yourself at a coffee shop. But I recommend, with some sort of withdrawal, to be with Jesus for a moment. Okay? That's the first part. Now, the disciples witnessed Jesus do this often. This was part of his rhythm. This is how he did it. And there's one significant moment that I want to look at. What I want us to pick up on is Jesus values the invitation to withdraw and come and be with the Father. He extends that invitation for us to come and withdraw and be with him. And it's anything but boring. It's not boring. I have to be reminded that entering into a space with Jesus is not a chore, and it's anything but boring. Go with me to Matthew. It's funny, too, because Joseph, having you here today, it excites me because, like, a couple of things we're going to look at is really just stuff that, like, you and I have talked about, you and the fellas, Chili, the other guys, like, this is just stuff that you and I have talked about. We've explored these before. So Matthew 14. So Jesus, he's thick in the ministry. He's doing miracles. He's healing. He's teaching. He just fed 5,000 people plus, okay? And then here we are at Matthew 14, verse 22. I'll probably stop early, fellas. I'll probably stop at verse 29. Okay. Matthew 14, verse 22. immediately he made the disciples, so after he fed the thousands, and immediately he made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds. After he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. So this is one of the examples that we have of Jesus, which apparently he often did. Oh, there he goes again. When he sent the disciples off, maybe they were used to this. He's going to want to get some time with the Father to refresh, doing what his thing is. I wish we had a little more. What was that conversation? What was he doing? Maybe he was thanking the Father for how he showed up. Maybe he was looking at the disciples out in the boat, just praying. Maybe he was reflecting. Maybe he was giving thanks. Maybe he was resting in his presence. Maybe he was processing and debriefing. I don't know. But what it looks like is he just went to be alone. He withdrew to pray. And I'm pretty sure that it wasn't, I didn't get my prayer time this morning, and so before the night ends, I better go up on this hill and, all right, Father, I need you to do this, and I need you to pray, bless that person. And I'm sure it had nothing. I'm sure it was not an anxious space. I'm sure it was not a guilt and shame-driven space. I'm sure, I don't know about you, but I read the story of Jesus feeding thousands. It's like, man, what did that look like? How did he break it? And then the leftovers, I want to see what that looks like. And Jesus is like, this is where he went. This is where he retreated. That's the space on that hill and that mountain. Was like, oh man, I wish I could fly on the rock or the tree of that walk, of that hike, So he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. What are we about to see happens next? You guys see the context, right? He's about to walk on water. Do you guys walk on water after your prayer time? Right? Something happens in that space, man. There's something that happened. Moses goes into the tent and gets the download. We're going to war. Jesus prayed all night, probably discerning and praying over the ministry that he was starting with these 12 guys. This is obviously another passage, but he went and prayed on a mountain all night, and then he selected his 12. Jesus had just fed thousands, goes and prays, and then he looks out on the lake. And so I was in Michigan last week and a half. Just a few days ago, I was out boating with my family, and we like to go to this spot where there's some dunes. Anybody know what dunes are? Anybody been to areas like this? So these dunes are probably about 150 feet, 200 feet. And you're like, oh, that's not very big. No, well, you walk up 200 feet of sand dune. Your legs are going to be burning. And that sand is hot. But I love to walk up these dunes and get a God's eye view of Lake Michigan, one of the Great Lakes. It's awesome. And it's just a different perspective. And it is just, it's life-giving. It makes everything down below seem so less overwhelming. And to breathe the fresh air, to look out over the lake, to see my family playing in the water and in the sand and on the boat. I get it. I get Jesus' desire to have that perspective. It's life-giving, and not just breathtaking, but breath-giving, refreshing. And so Jesus goes up there, and he's praying. And when evening came, he was there alone. But the boat, by this time, was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It is a ghost." And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." And Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you," I like this language, "if it is you," Peter says, "command me to come to you on the water." And Jesus' response is real simple. Come. Peter said, "If it is you, command me to what? To come to you." Come on. I got a couple words for us to remember as we leave here this morning, but the first one is real simple. Come. It's in our mission statement. Come. Jesus said real simple. Oh, and this isn't Peter testing him. This isn't like doubt. This isn't like, what's the word I'm looking for? This isn't like daring Jesus. It's actually convinced, all right, Lord, if it is you, I know you're capable. I know you have the ability. All right, Jesus, if that's you, then tell me to come to you. I love it. Come. Come on. Come. Jesus is walking on water. Okay. And the invitation is for Peter to come be with him. Walking on the water. Does that sound boring, Bo? Does walking on water sound boring? No. What a great invitation. Oh, you want to be a part of this? Come on. Come and be with me where I'm at. Because currently I'm out here walking on the water. We have no idea the adventure that awaits us when we answer Jesus' invitation to come and be with him. Got no idea. The same way I need people to hold me accountable to be in my word, JD, I also need people in my life, Richie, that hold me accountable to just be a bad dude. I need people. I am challenged when I see people living an adventure. I talked a couple weeks ago about rest, stop working, Sabbath. Absolutely. It's a manly thing to do to stop. I love to rest. I need the rest. And I love to go. I love to be challenged, bro. I love the call. Bro, you're not working hard enough. Bro, you're not living. Bro, we only get this one. I'm 44. We just had my birthday. I just celebrated my birthday. I'm 44 years old. I ordered a book called Halftime. I'm trying to make sure the second half is better than the first. And I had a pretty good first half. I enjoyed it. But now the temptation is to play it safe and stay in the boat. 11 cats stayed in the boat, Joseph, right? But one of them said, all right, I'm down. If you say so, if you command me, well, Jesus has commanded us to come. Come on this adventure. Come be present with him and then go live a life of adventure. Rally the troops. Gather the men who are able. And let's go. Let's go to work. Prayer doesn't sound so boring now, does it? Like, the other 11 were like, oh, me too? Can I go? I just wonder. I don't want to stay in the boat, guys. I don't want to stay in the boat. And so I do want to share with you guys, I don't know. Jesus has something, mountains, outside, water, like it beckons. It beckons. And so we go to Lake Michigan every summer to my mom's place, and we're just really blessed, man. And I love to share and expose you guys to some of the things that, like, I just grew up with the Great Lakes in my backyard. We went to Lake Michigan every summer for vacation. Man, am I lucky. Man, am I blessed. I remember my parents bought this condo for what seems like pennies, when I was in high school. And now I get to go retreat there with my family, and we gather, and my mom's got this boat, and It's life-giving. Some of my fondest, most refreshing, I'm alive moments are playing with my kids at Lake Michigan. I lost my wedding ring the other day in Lake Michigan, and yeah, it's a bummer. I wasn't even planning on sharing all that, but it was getting a little big, and I was holding onto the boat. The boat went down with the waves and went up, and I felt it just pull it right off. And it was murky, and the waves were coming. Crazy thunderstorm was on the way, and so I didn't have time to look for it then. And so I did go back many times throughout the week. Didn't find it, okay? It's still up for grabs. God, the Lord can still answer. I'm known to pray things back into my life, okay, that are lost. One person knows where it is, and it's the Lord. My point is this. Because I lost the ring, there was a couple times I went and swam in that water that I might not have. One time in particular, Q and I went. We didn't have a ball. We didn't have goggles. We didn't have anything. Well, we did have a metal detector that we got from a friend of my mom's, but it was too deep. It was too deep in that area to use the metal. It just wasn't working. But the gift was the invitation for me and my son to go be together in the water. And man, we swam for 3 hours. That's why I'm so tan. We swam for 3 hours, dude, and just enjoying being together in the water. The water beckons us. And so one of the things that grieves me is when we end our vacation, I only get so many. Brooke's about to go off to college. I look forward to this all year. And then when we have to, end vacation, I know, man, I only get so many of these opportunities. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss the opportunity for when Jesus says, come, be with me. Because there's an adventure that awaits. The water beckons us. So I'm going to show a video of this video you're about to watch is a video that I didn't get permission to share. Don't worry, it's not embarrassing. It's the kids tubing. And I get to drive the boat. Mom lets me drive the boat now. Thanks, Mom. It's a good time, right? And it is so life-giving to be out on the water in God's creation. It's adventurous. We got Lake Michigan to ourselves, Charles. We got it to ourselves. And there's times when Lake Michigan is rocky and rough, and there's time like the lake that Peter was walking on. The storm rolls in, and it is wild. You do not want to be out there. I read that, and then some of us see oh, Peter saw the wave and he saw the wind and the waves, and he began to sink. What's that about? You go out on a big lake when the storm rolls in. It's scary, dude. It is. Oh, but man, when it's peaceful and it's like glass, it's heavenly. It is heavenly. So I want to show you this video of us tubing on one of our last nights. I got him out of the way. Look at that. Look at it. It's like glass, guys. It's like a sea of glass. You can't even tell where the water ends and heaven begins. Man. Lake to ourselves. Hey, is that awesome? I can show you that video again later if you want. The whole Great Lake to ourselves, out there, just exploring and living the dream. Adventure mode activated. I don't know about, do you see that and you're like, oh, I want it. I want that. Right? Or if that's not your thing, I want something like that. Great. Come. Be with Jesus. And it doesn't have to be on a boat in the water if you don't have access to that. But maybe that is the dream. Let's go find the water. The point is this. It's the invitation to come and be with Jesus and enjoy what he has for you. Explore what he has for you. Live the adventure that awaits. Explore it. Man, Theo knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. And so Jesus went out on the water with his boys in a boat, and man, coming out of prayer into the adventure. Okay? So my challenge for us today is come and be. That's part of your homework this week. And the next part of the homework, thank you, Scott. I know you were getting me. The next part of the homework is, hey, go. Go and be adventurous. Go and live the adventure. Come be with Jesus. Spend some time just being with Jesus and seek the opportunity to be adventurous. Don't let prayer be boring, and don't let your Christian life be boring. Don't do that. It's awesome. Jesus has an adventure awaiting us. Let's live. With our theme, our series right now is Sunday Fun Day. Let us be ignited to live a life of adventure. Like, that was smooth sailing right there, right? Like, and the lake beckoned us. Oh, we got to go live it. This is our life that we live. Come and be with Jesus and wait and see what he sends you to go do. So, another conversation that Joe and I had comes from, and Chili, you were there too, Chili. Comes from Genesis chapter 12. Oh, the temptations. Oh, the temptations to play it safe. This is great. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 through 4. So I've noticed that there's significant moments of go in the Bible. Significant moments. Abraham, pretty influential dude. One of our patriarchs, pretty influential dude. We wouldn't be here. He's the father of faith. And he was living in his own country, and God met with him and said, hey, you got to go. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to go. You can't spend this second half just coasting. It's time to go. Chapter 12, verse 1, Genesis. Now the Lord said to Abraham, go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you, and I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you. I will, and him who dishonors you, I will curse. And in you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. What if Abraham didn't go? What if he didn't answer the call to come have that conversation with God? We wouldn't be sitting here. The families would not be blessed. Richie, the father of faith, but he came. He was present, and then he was obedient, and he went. And man, did he live an adventure. And we are living in the do more things that live on after you're gone, right? We are living in that. We're living in the legacy of Abraham. And let me hit you with this next verse, verse 4. So Abraham went as the Lord told him, and Lot went with him. That's his nephew. Abraham was what? Abraham was 75 years old. The book that I finished, I've never read a John Maxwell book. Anybody John Maxwell fan? Leadership guy. He was a pastor. He said in the book, he's 74. I'm reading a book that's going to live on after he's gone. He's 79 years old. He's 80 years old now. My mom's somewhere in that range, a little younger. and she's out boating with us. My mom is out boating, taking us out on the lake. Man, go. Oh, please let us be a community that loves to come and be with Jesus and spend time with him. And let us love to be a community that enjoys to go and live the adventure out of that prayerful place. Cool? Amen? Does that make you want to come spend some time with Jesus? Does that make you want to get the download? Does that make you want to go live an adventurous life? Then let's activate adventure mode as a community. Okay? I'm going to have you guys come back up, lead us in one more song. You guys good to do that? Mitch? You're the best. You guys are awesome. So here's what we're going to do. As they're getting set up, you're going to just sit and be with Jesus. Then, as Michelle feels led, she's going to transition into some time that you can join in and sing and worship if you want. If you want to stay seated, cool. If you want to stand up and praise and sing along, great. But be with Jesus and just enjoy that moment as a precursor of what you're going to practice this week. And then, man, let the fire inside just bubble and bubble up to want to go and live an adventure for Jesus. Father, thank you for your presence. We answer the call to be invited in to come and be with you. Lord, help us to hear. Help us to envision. Help us also answer the call for what our souls, your heartbeat within us is beckoning us to do. Whether it's come walk with you on the water, whether it's climb the mountain with you, whether it's, whatever it is, Lord, stir up the adventure within us. In Jesus' name.